How energetic are you feeling today? I'm Grandmaster Max Illingworth, and I want to share with you how I found my energy in the last few days. You see, previously, I think it was only less than a week ago, that I was feeling really quite tired and quite drained all the time, and I wasn't really sure exactly why. In fact, I was so worried that I might have some serious health illness that could really debilitate me. And for me, that was a really big wake-up call to say, well, I know that the clock is ticking, that I'm not just going to keep doing what I've been doing before and wait for all the bad health symptoms to come. No, I'm getting married in less than 3 months, so let's do something about it and be the most energetic and vibrant person that I can be. So I've already shared with you the first way that I found my energy. It's something I like to call a catalyst for change. So for me, it was a sort of health scare, thinking, well, I might get diabetes and have this incurable disease. But what's a catalyst for change for you? What is the thing that you really want that really motivates you to try to grow, to become a better person, and to find that energy within you that maybe you don't yet know that you have, or it's been so long that you felt it that it can be easy to forget, as it were. So that's the first way I found my energy. And I find that there are many things that can really have a debilitating effect on our energy. In my experience, one of the main ones is stress. There are many things that can cause stress, but one of the most effective things I found for controlling and handling the stress that's outside my control is acceptance. You see, I've sort of been a naturally quite, let's say, stressful environment in the sense that, my parents who are both, quite sick as such, and accurately to its own share of stress naturally. So I've kind of learned to be at peace with it and say, well, I don't necessarily need the approval of other people to know that what I want to do and that my visions matter, not just to myself, but to the people that I want to serve and for people I really want to make a difference in their lives. And actually, that was part of the motivation for this video as well, because I thought, well, I think we all have times where our energy is a bit down, where we wake up and say, well, I'm just not really feeling it today. I'm just not really feeling sort of all psyched up and excited to, kick ass today. So that would be my tip, that one thing to look at is, well, is this something that we can do something about? And if it's in terms of trying to change another person, well, we can certainly do our best to try to be a positive influence and to influence the people around us, but it's ultimately up to them to change themselves, just as it's up to us to change and grow ourselves. So that would be my second tip of how to find your energy, to accept the things you can't control and let that burden lift off your shoulders and free yourself. And the third one is a pretty simple one, but for a long time when I was working really hard on my chess to become a stronger chess player, I had a lot of trouble with my sleep. And looking back now, I think one of the main reasons I probably didn't go to, let's say, a 2,600 level and above was simply that I wasn't sleeping very well during tournaments, where kind of the nerves and the pressure would sort of get to me a little bit. And, many tournaments where I'd sort of be playing like 6 hours sleep or less in this sort of semi-drunk kind of state. So that's a really important thing that changed for me, was sort of, you don't have to necessarily switch to, an early bird routine, as it were. Some people do work better at night. But what worked for me was sort of getting up earlier each day and having just that fixed time to sleep to make sure I'm getting my, at least 7 hours, or in my case, 8+ hours. In fact, it's one thing that one of my students told me not so long ago, where he told me that there are some sportsmen who work so hard physically in their training that they actually need up to 12 hours sleep to kind of fully recover and renew for the next day of training. So the answer may vary depending on what you're doing, but I'd say that there's an absolute minimum 7 hours sleep is very important. And I know I really felt the difference. Could be much more present in the work I'm doing and the vision I have of really helping people improve at chess and achieve their chess dreams. That became just so much more clearer when I could think clearly from having enough sleep. So I don't repeat myself 100 more times of, get more sleep, let's move on to the fourth point of how I found my energy. Now, one thing I started doing in the last week and a half is I started exercising every single day. And I really like just going for a walk around my block, where it's almost like a kind of hypnotic sort of thing where you go around the block so many times that you just, become completely at peace. At least it's true for me. So that actually is also a good point in general, that when you're wanting to adopt new habits that'll really further your life and make you feel better, it's really great to set up in some kind of routine, something you can very easily follow. And for me, my sort of cue for going for that walk is simply sort of getting out of bed and sort of having thought about what I kind of want to do, what I want to accomplish for the day. And I say, well, okay, let's go for a walk, because I know I'll feel so much better when I go for it. Where my cue is basically like going to the toilet and cleaning my teeth, and I think, okay, now it's time to walk, now that I'm prepared. Now, your cue might vary, but that's why I know that a lot of other people have also used it. It's worked for me. So yeah, give it a go. And think, how am I feeling after my walk, or whatever exercises you prefer to do. And that can sort of help you really, tune in with, why it is we're doing what we're doing, why this habit is so important to us, as well as the what and the how that, of course, also matters. And finally, the fifth one, and I think this was kind of what sort of was a big game changer for me personally, where I know that for me, if I eat the wrong food, I can very easily, lose all my energy and be almost a completely different person. Because basically, like for the last month, I had sort of fallen into not so good eating habits, where I think I'd sort of relied on the food as sort of a way to kind of handle the stress I was feeling and the uncertainty I had in many areas. And okay, of course, the uncertainty you can never go away completely, because there are not so many things we can be certain of in a sense. But the big game changer for me was eating more healthfully. Just being more mindful of what you eat can really change things a lot and sort of shift the needle in terms of your performance and just how energetic and excited you feel about life. So for me, I kind of was thinking, well, what is it I kind of want to eat next? Was sort of what I would ask. Think, well, what's the food that's going to actually give me energy, rather than sort of distract me from the problems going on. So those are my 5 tips how I found my energy. 1, the catalyst for change, making sure that we have some motivation actually gets us to take action and not just say, well, I'll get around to it later. The second one is acceptance, which I think is a great answer to stress and stressful things that are outside our control. Once we realize, well, this is not something that is kind of our responsibility to change directly, I think it's much easier to be accepting and focus on the things that we can control in our lives and really take agency for our own lives without worrying about problems that, just don't affect us directly, or, where we can't sort of make an immediate change, as it were. And the third way I found my energy was getting more sleep, and make sure I had at least 7 hours a day, for exercising every day, ideally in some sort of routine, so it's easier to keep and maintain a habit until it naturally becomes a part of you. And 5, eating more healthfully, being mindful of, well, how healthy is the food I'm eating? How is this food going to sort of help me keep my energy and support me through the day? So those are my 5 tips how I found my energy. I'd love to hear your comments below. There's a question, how are you going to maximize your energy today? Because this video is not about me. It's about you and how you can really be the best that you can be, and be firing on all cylinders. Because it's easy to think when we sort of see all the other people around us who are kind of tired or jaded, that it's kind of the norm to sort of not have this energy all the time. I know there have been times that people even told me before when I was energetic, oh, Max, you're so energetic, you need to calm down, you need to relax, bro. But for me, I find, this having its natural energy all the time, it is something achievable, and it's not something that we need to apologize for. Because, at the end, we're just better people, and we can serve more, and we can just enjoy life more. We have much more energy. So I hope you really enjoyed this video. Let me know how you're going to find your energy, and I'll see you in the next video. It's Grandmaster Max Illingworth.